But
There we go.
here we go.
We're on. We're on with a special guest, Sayla.
Hello.
Want to introduce yourself to our millions of
Woohoo!
viewers?
I'm Sayla. I'm his daughter. I came back from college this weekend, so I thought I'd join.
She's also a diehard Sabres fan.
Nope. Nope.
No,
No.
she's
No.
not.
No.
That's okay. You can join the evil empire side and be a
Yeah.
Vegas fan.
No.
Come to the golden side of the world.
No. Oh my gosh. No.
Is that the recruitment
Yeah.
phase for the Golden Knights?
The ninth.
Come to the golden side.
Everybody hates you guys. Nobody likes you.
Because we're awesome.
I
Because
don't
we're
think so.
awesome.
Mm, mm-mm.
So just before we started recording, Sayla said something. I said, "Hold that thought." She said,
I thought you guys need an intro.
"We need an intro."
Like a jingle or like a graphic something like
All right.
graphics.
So Sayla, sing us our opening jingle.
No, that's all you.
No,
I'd be bearded,
it's got to.
bearded you.
By the way, to all our disappointed viewers, Wes is keeping the beard strong, even though it's the center goatee. I have diminished my
Yeah.
bearddom for the summer, so it'll be back in the fall for sure. But for now, it's a slightly bearded banter.
Half.
Have not
Well, when I trimmed this down, I actually left like a little sliver right here,
I
and then I
see.
had the chops going originally. But then when I came out and Danelle, my wife, saw that, she's like, no.
Now, okay.
She's like, no. She's like, it's your face, you do what you want, but no.
But I ban it.
Banned. So so I have been watching more hockey this year than I have in the past years because for one, I the Sabres, my home team, is doing some great things this year. And
They are.
I'm pretty excited about it. I'm
Hmm.
pretty happy. So I've been watching more of it. I'm as much probably a bandwagon fan as anybody else, although it is my hometown.
Well, you grew up watching the Sabres. You went to the games.
Yes,
Mm.
I did go to some games as a kid, so got the excitement of banging on the glass while lots of fights were going on, having beer kind of dumped all over the place in the old rink. And I am really liking the way the Sabres play. And I'm getting kind of excited about hockey more than I have in the past because, and here's the thing, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Some of the plays that they do in hockey are more team, like there's more teamwork going on in moments than I ever see, and I might
Shoot yourself in the
than I
foot.
see in football games, and and that's really because like on everybody's working all the time on the same thing, no matter where they are on the ice rink, right? And they're all moving the whole time, similar to hockey or soccer in a sense, where you kind of see movement all the time. It's fast. Hockey's faster paced, in my opinion, than soccer. That probably riles some people up. I know it's supposed to be the greatest game in the world, soccer, but I think it's coming on for me. It's coming on pretty strong. I can see why you guys love it so much.
I have
So,
been in love with hockey since 2017.
Mm.
yeah, what got you into it initially? Was that the first year the Golden Knights started up?
It was. It was. I had always had an interest in hockey beforehand, but I never took the time to dive into it. Then when Vegas became a team, I just jumped headfirst into the pool.
Hmm. You didn't even know if they were going to be any good. You just jumped in.
Nope. I just jumped
Oh.
right in. Ride or die.
So how are they doing now? I haven't paid
They
attention to the
are
Sabres.
they are a whirlwind of emotions right now. We are currently two up 3-2 against the Utah Mammoth, which is the newest formed team in the NHL. For
Hmm.
the level of talent that we have on the team, I feel like we should be playing at a better pace. But they also had a massive shakeup 8 games before the end of the season and fired their head coach and
Oh,
replaced the head coach with another one. So,
before the
you
end of the
know,
season. Okay.
8 games before the end of the season, they fired Bruce Cassidy, hired John Tortorella, one of the most legendary and most winning coaches actively among NHL head coaches.
Okay, so that was a shakeup. But how do you feel about it as a diehard?
It was needed. I am not surprised that they did it. It's the most Vegas thing that Vegas does. Vegas is all about the theatrics and making sure they stay in the headlines. Almost like Dallas, except we won one in the past 30 years.
That's actually funny.
So, say
So,
what's your team?
Okay, so I actually am in between. I haven't decided. Haven't decided. And I've been researching hockey for like 2-ish years at this point because I started beginning of senior year, so it's like 2-ish years. But I'm in between Minnesota Wild. They're a good team. I like how they
yes.
play. I really like them. And then the San Jose Sharks because they're all younger. So I feel like they're in my age range, so I could like kind of grow with the team, you know? And then
Yeah.
obviously the Sabres because I'm from Buffalo. So I feel like I'm getting a lot of pressure from the family to be a Sabres fan, but I don't want to jump on the wagon. Like if they were bad right now, I feel like I'd be like, okay, yeah, I can be a Sabres fan because they're bad. And like I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. But since they're so good right now, I don't really want to be a Sabres fan because it's just gonna be like, oh, you joined in 2026. Like that's when they were good. Like, what are you doing? So right now, I don't know. But out of those three, those are my three main ones right now.
There's one team that you left out though, the Lakers,
Oh yeah, the Lakers. Well, that's obvious. I go to Oswego, so we have our own hockey team, the Lakers. So
and they're pretty good.
they are
I'm
good.
glad you gave context to that because I was like, that's LeBron James basketball?
Yeah, no, the Oswego Lakers. We're
Oh.
D3 and we made it to the playoffs or a higher up thing this year, but we got destroyed, so we
Hmm.
didn't do very well. But
That fits
Hmm.
with your formula earlier, where you don't want to be cheering for a team that's doing great.
at the beginning.
So they did great. Now they're not. So they're kind of like an underdog for next
Yeah,
year.
well, we're actually a really good team, but the team we played, I think, is just like an insane team. Could be D2 or D1 if they had like the whatever the requirements were.
Hmm.
But so they're just honestly insanely good. So, but we have a really good goalie right now. And the Lakers, not NHL. But so hopefully he can build up the team.
So I'm thinking we invite the viewership here to vote to give us some good reasons why Salah should follow their NHL team. And Sabre fans only.
I have a lot of Pens fans at college who are love Kobe. What's his name?
Sidney Crosby.
Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
Obsessed with that man. So so they're kind of influencing me, but I don't want to be a Pens fan. No offense to any Pens fans, but just not my team, I don't think.
Hmm.
All the offense. All offense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Bearded Banter is about. Finding the
Oh,
ways that we can offend people.
my man.
Yeah.
Well, the Pens just got knocked out of the playoffs by the
Yeah,
Flyers.
unfortunately.
So they're out.
Yeah, because
I
that's
would
a
say
huge
that I like your picks of the Wild and the Sharks.
mm,
Originally, I was going to be a Sharks fan,
yeah.
but one of Danelle's exes was a Sharks fan, so that got shut down right
Mm.
away. But when it comes to the Minnesota Wild, they have a fantastic young group of guys
Yeah.
led by Kaprizov that are just lighting up the NHL.
Mhm.
They are a force to be reckoned with for the past 4 years. The Sharks, they are building that young core. Macklin Celebrini is probably one of the most
Yeah.
polarizing players to come into the league since probably Wayne Gretzky, I would say. I mean,
Really?
he is just oh,
Yeah.
he is something to behold. He really is. He really is. He's barely 20 years old and he's already made it to Team Canada for the Olympics. I
Yeah.
mean, this kid is just lighting the world up. He's got a laser shot, wicked high IQ for such a young guy. Like he's going to have a long, long career ahead of him and the Sharks are building something there too.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Thanks, Wes. Can see the
You're welcome.
sharks in her eyes already.
Well, the Bills have
You're welcome.
or not the Bills. The
Oh,
Sabres
yeah, the
have
Bills.
no, not the Bills. The Sabres have a Olympic player on their team. I forget his name. He's blonde and he's tall.
Tage Thompson.
Yes.
Tage Thompson. Yeah.
He's the dude that got
I
his
am
tooth knocked out, right?
No,
no,
that
that
was
that was the American hero, Jack Hughes.
Oh, okay.
brother.
The
Yeah.
American
Brother.
hero.
Yeah, he's on the
Yeah.
Devils, right? Right
Yes,
now?
he plays for the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was cool. So now you guys are getting a good feel for my hockey understanding. I don't know who's where. I know
It's all right.
The Sabres are in the playoffs, and I'm happy about that. It's working out for them.
Yeah.
We'll see though, because they're only up by one game now. So
I think yes. I think it's only one game.
yeah, 3-2. Now they're in a good
Yep, it's
spot
3-2.
because the thought is now that they just have to win one. Bruins,
Yeah,
like Bruins are
I've
sneaky,
been
they're playing hard, but I know their goalie is hot. I've been paying attention to the commentators and the talk, but I think they got what it takes to at least get to the second round for the first time in 19 years.
Was it
I think
19?
that's where it ends.
You
If
think?
they do get to the second round, I think that's where it's going to end. There's nothing against the Sabres. They're a young team. They are riding a high, like unbelievably high right now.
Mhm.
But they're young, inexperienced. The Bruins, I don't expect them to win, but they're a tough team. They are an extremely physical team. And it's going to take everything out of the Sabres when they get to the next round because they're either going to play Montreal or the Lightning. And those two teams are even tougher than Boston is. I mean, the statistic came out 2 or 3 days ago. Hits of physicality in the NHL have gone up 94% since this playoffs has started.
Wow.
That tells you
So,
the level of competition we are at right now. So the Sabres being young, inexperienced, going up against teams that are experienced, I don't know. It's going to be hard to see Buffalo making it all the way. It'd be really tough.
but that could play in their favor as a young team, right? All the extra hits, the younger bodies. Just I think of durability, load management, that idea of younger players being able to take those hits, give those hits for longer periods of time. I wonder if that'll work in their favor. I don't know the hockey IQ side of it, but it seems like a higher level of physicality works in the favor of the younger, at least bodies on the ice.
Right. But then how much effort does that take out of them going into the next round? Because they put all of that effort into, again, they don't inexperience. They don't know what they don't know. So I they won't know how to manage the level of physicality that they put into each game so that way they can still have the
Mhm.
stamina and endurance to keep going. So I
Uh,
mean like the other day I turned on the Lightning and Canadians game. There were 10 players in the penalty box. 10.
how many are on the ice at a time?
10. Uh, 12 players actually, two goalies and then 5-on-5. 12
That
players on ice,
that's crazy. So half the
10
players
players in the
were
penalty
in the
box.
box.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Every single game for the Lightning and the Habs has been just a bloodbath. These guys are just going to town.
Mm.
They're going to town. And I
So
worry that's going to catch up with the Sabres if they have to play another team like that.
yeah, that makes sense. If yeah, as you're saying it, like I think of younger athletes not knowing how to maintain their own energy and stamina over the long haul. Like you give 110% on every play in every game. That sounds good and it sounds inspiring, but the older players know how to hold back in a way that lasts for longevity over the course of the series. Okay.
Right.
That makes
Right.
sense. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still buff. I want to say believing for my Bills. I got to figure out what the Sabres slang language is for the fans. What does Sabres say? Go Sabres? Is that
Go
it?
Sabes.
I know they chug Labatt Blue all the time, so I don't
I don't
know.
think they say anything. They're kind of too inebriated to know where they're at.
And they just scream or mumble.
Ah! That's how they cheer.
Puke every now and then.
So before we start talking football, what who's your pick for the cup? Who do you think's going to go all the way?
So out of the East, I'm picking the Hurricanes.
Mm.
And out of the West, I'm gonna put it down in between VGK and the Avs, but more heavily leaning on the Avs.
Okay. All right.
I mean, the Avs just sweeped the Kings for nothing, and it's Nathan McKinnon's year to finally get there.
Hmm. Who's Nathan McKinnon?
He's the star player for the Avs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's the star guy for the Avs.
He's been loading.
The ace.
How about you? Any thoughts on this?
I don't know much, but I think the Avalanche is gonna win the cup from my inexperienced knowledge of everything. And that's just from talking to more experienced people. Everyone, the kind of consensus is the Avalanche, so that's probably what I would go with.
Sounds like Wes is
Yeah.
speaking the same language. Now, I'm over here just rooting for the Sabres. I think they're going to take it all. I think even with their inexperience and youth,
Believe it.
they're going all the way. They're going best through the second round. I don't care if it's the Lightning or the Canadiens. They're going all the way.
Even the Avalanche?
Even the Avalanche, they're going to take the Avalanche. They're going to turn the Avalanche and say, no, no more of you, Avalanche. Go back up the mountain.
Snowblower.
And they're going right to they're going to hoist that cup up. You watch. We'll
That'd be
repost
quite a
this
thing.
episode. We'll
It'd
see.
be really quite a thing if the Sabres could. But the question I have for the Sabres is, can they do this again? Because the Sabres have been very well known for creating star players and then giving them away
Oh,
when they're entering their prime. The last time the Sabres had a star player of Tage Thompson's level, his name is Jack Eichel, and he plays for Vegas now.
hmm.
First year that he went to Vegas, he won the Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah. You just had to throw your data on the table. All right. I thought when you said, can they do it again, you meant next round, but you mean like consistent,
Can they
sustained.
stay this good?
Yeah, yeah. I sure hope so.
Underdog team. No one saw them coming. No one thought that they would have been this good. They were poised to be a good team, but not this good. It was very clear to see like they were on an upward trajectory, but that no one thought that they were going to be this good this year. So can they keep this going? Can they build on the success that they had this year? Or are they going to flop out of it and free agency comes and all the star players go because they get their money or they're not happy with the organization? Because that's been a theme for the Sabres is the organization is not run well, and that's why they've been at the bottom for so long.
We got to call up the owners.
Yeah.
They're watching. Folks, pay the players. Keep them around. Make it good for them. We want a championship. We want a championship hockey team and a championship football team in Buffalo in 2026. Technically, football
Well,
27,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean.
it's a good segue because at least one of the Buffalo teams have made the playoffs. I don't foresee that happening next year.
What? What?
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm going there.
We're going to talk football. You want to say farewell?
Bye.
Thank you for joining,
Thank
Salem.
you. And we'll be working on that intro that you mentioned, singing a song for it. What are you talking about? They're not going to make the playoffs. What are you? What?
I can see that path happening. I could see it happen.
Wes, I
Let's
have so
go.
much respect for your football.
So,
I don't know what to think.
so let's look at the players that Buffalo drafted. They drafted TJ Parker, the edge, David Ngabonism,
They're calling him
a corner.
IGB for short, just for all of us.
IGB.
Yeah.
Okay, so then Jude Borey, Skylar Bell, Caleb Alarms, or Jalen Kilgore, Zane Durant, Pry Jr., Dolman Jr., and Reed Adams. So you have an edge, a cornerback, a tackle, a receiver, linebacker, safety, another D tackle, corner, punter, and a guard.
Yes. Great draft class.
I would give that a D.
What?
I'd give it a D.
That's at least a B. It's a B, at least.
You guys went too heavy on defense and not heavy enough on the offense. I don't know. Skylar Bell might turn heads, but DJ Moore was a nice pickup in free agency. It's a good weapon to have. Joe Brady, new head coach, and Joe Brady, new scheme, new systems, new everything in an AFC that is loaded. And I'm not just talking the division. Your division is weak. It's the Patriots and you guys. Like that's the Jets, Dolphins, they don't count. Their Jets are the Jets.
All
They're
right.
trying.
Yeah.
They get a
They get
participation
our
trophy.
they get our sympathy.
Yeah, and the Dolphins are rebuilding. They're going to blow it up here in the next couple of years. They're just blowing away all the cap they can.
Yeah.
But the problem with the Bills has been they put everything on the shoulders of Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen wins the game or he loses the game. I don't think adding DJ Moore was enough. Adding the tackles and the guards, that's good. You always want to protect your quarterback. That's great. But I would love to. They traded out of the first round and they traded out of the second round once with Houston. If they had stayed at pick 36 and taken Caden McDonald, I would be okay. That's a quality pick. TJ Parker, the guy that you guys did pick, he's a nice piece, but eh.
I think,
Caden McDonald is a wall.
yeah. So I think the draft choices speak to what you were saying a moment ago about the shoulders of Josh Allen being rested upon for so many things. I think that the defensive picks speak to Jim Leonard's new scheme, and there I want to say that their picks, especially with Kilgore coming in the fifth round that nobody expected. They thought he was going to be a much higher pick. Some
Yeah,
calling that the
yeah,
steal of the draft, right? Like these folks are going to be shifty, space, like young players all throughout the defense, even in the past couple draft seasons. 10 picks filling the defense for a new scheme that I think is a good, we have yet to see it. But I think what's happening is they're saying we have this star quarterback. We've got him, not the top tier talent that all of us would like to have for the deep threat and even for the strong catches late in the season that we need. We have some of that. But what I see them doing is recognizing we can't just continue loading up the offense and leave the defense in this kind of archaic 90s version of gap filling and then trust the nickel defense to save us if we need it, with Johnson kind of getting run over when the teams go to the run game. So I think that these picks are athletic picks. I think they're sneaky picks because of Leonard's way of playing that we saw in Denver. And so as the defense takes shape, my hope is that it's a very reactive defense, that they're moving around before the snap. They're set, they change their set. They move, they shift, they do things that we haven't seen the Bills do before. Because that is where the real late season struggles have been. Not on Yes, we saw the struggles in the receiver in specific catches late. We're getting some help there. But ultimately, it's been the defense that's been the problem for them. They just haven't been able to stop the other team from scoring. Now,
yeah.
I'm resting a lot of my hopes on what Jim Leonard can do with this young defensive team, how he can change up things from the McDermott era of defense. So I'm a positive outlook guy, in case
Yeah.
anybody hadn't noticed that, with my idea on Sabres lifting the Stanley Cup. I think and I hope that the defense, as they're building it through the draft and as we've seen them build it over the past couple of years, even with McDermott, but Bean has pulled in a lot of depth on defense that we need, because those, Bernard, different players go down too frequently not to have really top tier, maybe not veteran defensive players, but somebody who can step in and play against who's the guy, Rice from the Chiefs. These guys that are
Or
speedsters.
Rasheed Rice. Yeah,
Yeah,
Rasheed Rice.
And some of the guys that they've got can do that. They can at least keep up with it and get grabby with them late in the season if you've got that load management happening throughout the season with some deeper skill on the bench. Um, I like the there's been a lot of talk about the trading down in the draft back to, get more picks later. I I see those picks as intentional. I would have liked to jump up and get a really good receiver. Who was the guy that got grabbed? We were looking for him. Uh, I always jack up his name. I want to say um, it's like Samione or something like that. Oh man, I'm gonna jack it
He was
up.
in the draft this year.
He was in the draft. He went in the first round, top tier receiver, really great skills. Um, Everybody had their eyes on him. Bills tried to get up to get him. It was obvious they were trying to get up, they couldn't, and it almost felt like once they knew they couldn't get him, they were like, okay, we're trading back. We're going to get as many picks as we can in the later rounds to fill the bench for the defense. That's what it seemed like.
Yeah. So I'm going to be very clear when I say it. I think when I say the Bills missed the playoffs this year, I only mean this year. And I'm going to say it too. I think the Chiefs, for the second year in a row, will
Oh.
miss the playoffs as well.
Mhm.
Mahomes tore his ACL at the end of the season. Now, ACLs get recovered in incredibly, wildly fast fashion these days. So
Mhm.
there is the chance that Mahomes is ready for week one and plays in week one. But, we'll see. The reason why I say they missed the playoffs is because you're bringing in Joe Brady to kind of shift into. You're hoping that he'll push him over the edge. But I think with how loaded the AFC is and how tough the competition is this year, I think there might be a bit of a regression before you see the ascension,
Mm.
before you see all those depth pieces really take their spot. That's why, like you were talking about being able to stop the run. That's why they should not have traded with Houston and in the second round at 34, and they should have taken Caden McDonald. Caden McDonald is by far the highest toted draft pick for interior defensive guys to stop the run. He is a wall. He is a absolute mammoth of a man, and his best performances were stopping the run.
Yeah.
So that was a huge missed opportunity for Buffalo, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't think to that point, I think that was an intentional choice. Like that was I'm I think that they're trusting the weight they already have up front and the strength and going with more athletic edge linebacker positions. And so the proof will be in the pudding if that works for them. But I hear
Yeah,
you. There's a nose and an interior need that has to be met, and he would have filled
yeah.
it. He would have met that
Oh,
need for
beautifully.
sure. Right. Um, so it's like can can the more athletic inside linebackers, edge rushers stop that run? Can there be enough depth to swap out a package that would meet that need when we see teams going to it? I don't know. I Concepcion is the name of the receiver I was trying to think of.
Oh, he went to the Browns. Yes, Casey
Yeah.
Concepcion. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
that was the guy that everybody was like, let's get him.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that's the
we'll get.
guy.
Um, but yeah, so the that makes sense though. So then if they don't get there this year, Joe Brady, new young decision maker on the field. I know they've got some people with him. Was it John Fox they brought on staff to
Yep.
as a
Yep.
consultant for him. So hoping that mitigates some of that first year, that bug, that tremor that goes, I'm sure, in that position of being on the sideline as the
There's
guy.
going to be hiccups. There's
Yeah.
going to be hiccups. And
Um,
I'm going to be fair too. I don't think that Buffalo is going to be a bad team. That's not what I'm saying either. I
yeah.
think Buffalo will still be competitive. Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the NFL, bar none. Can't convince me otherwise. He is the best pound for pound quarterback the NFL has. But like with all the new stuff they've got going on, the level of competition, I mean, look at the AFC West. The AFC West is the Broncos, the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Raiders. I think that division alone has three playoff contenders, if not all four.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I'm real curious about um the oh my gosh. What's Mc, the guy from Miami went over to the Chargers. McDonald?
oh, McDaniels, Mike
McDaniel.
McDaniels.
Mike
Yeah,
McDaniels with the Chargers, like that's dangerous. That's a
he's a
dangerous.
hell of an offensive mind,
Right,
a
right.
brilliant offensive mind.
I think that
Yeah,
they got some great picks. So that makes me nervous.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, what
You
about
know,
speaking of AFC divisions? How about your Texans? What are you thinking?
so for the draft, I gave them a B. I love the players that they drafted.
Yeah,
So I'll bring those guys up. There was only the reason why it's not an A for me is because of how much they gave up in premium picks to go get Caitlin Rutledge and Caden McDonald, and also the reach that they have for Marlon Klein. So we drafted the guard Caitlin Rutledge. We drafted D tackle Caden McDonald, the tight end Marlon Klein, guard Fobeche Nuiwu. Woo
oh,
woo! A linebacker Wade Woods, safety Kamari Ramsey, linebacker Aiden Fisher. We traded we traded for every single pick except for Marlon Klein. Marlon Klein was the only pick that we did not trade up or down or around to get. So that's why it's kind of a B for me because we traded up two spots to get Kalen Rutledge. We gave up a lot of good early picks to get there. We traded with Buffalo to get Caden McDonald. We traded good picks to get there. So those kind of like that's why it brings it back to a B because you lost some good ground. I mean, we traded back 22 spots in the second round to get Kalen Rutledge. But on the flip side of it, I think, and I don't think this is an understatement at all, that this Houston Texans defense is probably the best that we're going to see in this generation of football. I think they're going to be better than the Legion of Boom. I think that this it's scary. It's scary. They have signed 11 of the starters from last year for the next 3 years. That's not something that typically happens.
right.
So right now, we have Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter, Aziz Al-Shaair, Sheldon Rankins, Kamari Lassiter, Derek Stingley, Kalen Bullock, Henry To'o, all locked down for the next 3 to 4 years. That's all of our main starters. And now we add in guys like Caden McDonald. We've been saying, Caden McDonald's a wall.
Mhm.
He's going to command not right out the gate, but he's going to command double teams by the end of the season. I wouldn't doubt it. And you're talking about the best edge rush duo in Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson. Now you have to deal with Caden McDonald in that middle. And then Aziz is in the back in the line grip backing group. He is the heart and soul of that defense, and we probably have the deepest secondary in the NFL with Bullock, Sting, and Lassiter. And we went inside Reed Blankenship from the Eagles this year, who's another safety. This defense is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
It is suffocating. It is violent, and it's just absolutely wild how good this defense is going to be.
yeah.
It really is going to be crazy.
You would think watching them play last year, you think, oh, this defense, just the way it is, it's going to be tough to beat in the years to come. Now you add in top tier frontline talent and additional layers to the depth of what they had in the backfield. Oh, not
Yeah.
not easy to overcome. What have they done on the offensive side?
So I love the offensive line is where they addressed the most heavily this offseason, and I absolutely love it. And I think Houston has done exactly what they need to do. And the message now is CJ, if you mess it up, you're out of here. I think that's the message that they are sending with what they've done. So, free agency. We traded Titus Howard, our veteran or right tackle, to Cleveland. We brought in Wyatt Teller, Braden Smith, re-signed Trent Brown. We signed Evan Brown, and we drafted Fabechi Nuiwu and Kalen Rutledge in the draft. Wyatt Teller, Braden Smith, veteran Pro Bowl guard and tackles. Braden Smith was the right tackle for the Colts, and he's been considered by widely, when on the field, the most dominant right tackle in the NFL. Wyatt Teller has been a very dominant guard. He was a Bill at one point or another, I believe. He was a Buffalo Bill, Pro Bowler for the Bills, I
Yeah.
think. And we re-signed Ed Ingram as well on the offensive line. So now I think that offensive line was getting better last year. I think they just got above average. I don't think they're going to be like amazing or stout or anywhere close, but they are doing to that offensive line what they did to that defense, making it physical and violent. Kalen Rutledge is the most aggressive guard in this draft. When there's a video of it floating online, when the Texans called Kalen Rutledge, you see the videos of the GMs calling the players that are picking them, right?
Yeah.
So Casario was like, "Hey, this is Nick Casario from the Houston Texans. How you doing?" Before they could even get talking about anything, Kalen Rutledge was like, "Let's just go put him in the effing dirt." That was the first thing he said. Like, let's just go put them in the dirt.
Mm.
Now, that's just the Houston Texan mentality right there. You see that on the defense, and now they're bringing that attitude to the offense. So, in trading for David Montgomery, I almost forgot about Montgomery. We traded for David
Yeah.
Montgomery.
Yeah.
So now we have the 1-2 punch with Woody Marks and David Montgomery in the backfield. And Tank Dell is coming back this year. That's a fan favorite, and hopefully he can come back to form a little bit. Nico Collins, Jaden Higgins, and Jalen Noel, Justin Houston, Dalton Schultz, Foster Moreau, and this Merlin Klein that we drafted. The Houston Texans did exactly what they needed to do. They drafted for depth and to preserve the future of the organization to make it still good, even when the time comes and we can't pay these guys no more. It's insane that we did it this time. I don't think you can do that a second time in a row. But they've put all of it in the basket, and now it's presented to Stroud as we've made this offense quarterback proof. We got you, you bodyguards. We got you violent, physical guys who are going to keep you upright. You have all the weapons in the world. You have a run game, and you have tight ends. It's all in your hands now, Stroud. It's on you to carry that offense. And really, he doesn't have to carry the offense. He just doesn't have to lose. Don't lose the game. Don't
Mm.
make the mistakes that you did in New England.
No doubt
And
he's got talent upon talent around him. So it
yes,
really is hand the ball off, put it in the hands of your playmakers, and they'll make it work. And if he can do that, and the defense does what we know they can do, that team is a force to be reckoned with.
yeah.
I
And
think, yeah. Go ahead.
in my opinion, and I do have a bit bias because they are my team, it's Houston's conference to lose. It's the AFC right now. If if I'm looking at it from an outside perspective, I would say that the AFC right now could run through Houston 100%. Could just simply off of the defense. The defense can suffocate you. Even in the loss to the Patriots in the playoff game where Stroud had the worst game of his career, Drake May only had 173 yards passing that game.
Hmm.
The only reason why he looked so good is because he had short field advantage uh every single drive because Stroud played so badly. But you take away that short field advantage, Drake May didn't play a very good game. He didn't play the greatest game at all.
And that was the
The
story through all the
defense,
playoffs. It wasn't
yes.
Drake May's play, although everybody wanted to make it about him. It was the other teams playing at a level that let them win. And not I'm not trying to say there's some conspiracy about it. It just was not.
No.
It just was. You look at the numbers of it and you see This guy didn't do anything incredible except for not screw up. Like, I guess that's
Right,
incredible when all the other quarterbacks are
right.
or players are
He did
dropping
his
the ball.
job.
Yeah, he did his job. So if you can count on your quarterback just to do their job, you can get
Right, and let's look at the Super Bowl even, the Seahawks and the Patriots. The reason why that game was so lopsided is because the Seahawks have a ferocious defense as well. They had the better team through and through.
yeah.
Drake May and the boys, they put up a valiant fight and they got somewhere a few times. But now imagine, let's flip-flop the roles here. Imagine it was Houston in the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, or what if it was Buffalo in the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, or if it was the Broncos and Bo Nix doesn't get hurt in the playoffs. If CJ doesn't mess up that game against the Patriots, Texans are in the Super Bowl. If the Bills beat the Broncos, the Bills are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
if the Broncos didn't lose Bo Nix would have beaten Drake May and the Broncos are in the Super Bowl. Like there's never going to be, and it's not fair to say because there's so many other things that play into it. This
right.
was probably the easiest year for the AFC to get through just because of injuries and the quality of the teams. The Chargers were injury riddled. The Jaguars do what the Jaguars do. I am not going to sit here and play any games. Jaguars, you guys gotta chill. You chill on the hype. Trevor Lawrence isn't the guy. You guys have good starts to the year, but you fizzle out at the end of the year every single year. You're gonna keep doing it. Stay at the bottom where you belong. And it's just
Where you
it's
belong. Sands and
where they
Bob.
belong.
Wes is hot tonight, throwing haymakers at the Jags. Oh,
They are division rivals, and it's cute. Oh, we won the division this year. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. You won the division, and then you got bounced in the first round like you always do. You haven't been nothing. You were never nothing. Just stay where at the bottom. You're fine. Someone has to mop the floors on the way out. It's fine.
oh, I love it. I love it. All right, man. Well, I love hearing your take on stuff. I'm looking forward to the season. We got a lot of summer yet to live through and see what mini camps are and how we do in spring, and it'll be fun. Buffalo Bills training camp's not far from us. Maybe we can take a trip out there and at least just see
Yeah.
these guys for what they're worth in training camp out in Rochester. It'll be fun.
Is the new stadium open this year, or is
It
that next
is.
year?
The new stadium is supposed to open this year. They're looking. I know people have already got their tickets. Their season ticket holders are already in play, and I will probably never see the inside of that new stadium based on what
Oh,
ticket prices are at this point.
oh, I
So,
know.
unless I
I
can
know.
talk somebody into taking me with them, we'll see.
Hey, you know what though? Kudos to Buffalo for keeping the game preserved, played the way it's supposed to be, and
Oh,
not getting a dome. Good
I love
on
that.
them.
I love
Good
that.
on them. Yeah.
I also love that they did that and made a way for fans to be nice and toasty warm while they're watching the game.
Yes.
So they put a lot
Yes.
of thought into that. It's beautiful. I've seen some of the 3D and seen the specs of it. It's a beautiful stadium. I mean, if you're going to go see a
Yeah.
game, that's the stadium you want to be in. So it would be cool. And it's going to be great for fandom. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
All
Good
right,
for
man.
Buffalo.
Closing words to the listening audience.
Go Golden Knights.
Go, go,
Go
Golden
VGK.
Knights.
Unnight the realm. The cup belongs in Vegas.
I like it. I like it. With all my hope and dreams of Buffalo having a Stanley Cup, if there was any other team I'd root for, it'd be your Vegas Knights for sure.
There
Oh, man.
is, before I forget, there is one more thing that I promised somebody that I would mention on here before we check out because the last episode we did was right after the Olympics had ended,
Hmm.
and hockey has been on the forefront of my mind right now because of the playoffs and everything. Austin Matthews got severely hurt. Austin Matthews is the premier player for the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of the original six teams in the NHL. And the
Okay.
Toronto Maple Leafs are having a meltdown that has lasted just as long as probably the Cleveland Browns meltdown has lasted. It's been crazy. But
Wow. I didn't know that.
yes, yeah, oh yeah. They had something called the Core Four not that long ago. Four players that were supposed to be the ones to take him to the promised land. And now only two remain. And it looks like Austin Matthews is going to be out of Toronto next. But the reason why I bring all that up is because there are already rumors and speculations that Austin Matthews is going to end up in Vegas, which again, it would be the most Vegas thing to do. Vegas always gets the player, no matter what caliber they are. If it's the star player, Vegas's name is always involved. Always. So I'm going to call it now, just a prediction that in the offseason for the NHL, that the Vegas Golden Knights will trade away Aiden Hill, our goaltender, and Trevor Connolly, prospect, and two first round picks to get Austin Matthews in Vegas and repair him with his old line mate, Mitch Marner from Toronto.
Mm. You heard it
So
here, folks.
shout out to Doug, because Doug is a guy that I work with, and he's like, dude, why didn't you mention that? I was like, I got you. Next episode, I got you on this.
That's right. We got it. And we'll replay when that happens. We'll repost this episode so everybody knows you said it first.
Yeah. I'll send you the video of the injury to Austin Matthews because it was brutal. It
Oh,
was brutal.
that's so rough. And it was in the Olympics.
No, it was after the Olympics,
Just
just after the Olympics had ended.
okay.
So, I mean, it's not a lost season for Austin Matthews because he was part of Team USA, so he won a gold medal this year.
Okay.
But, I mean, he got his knee blown out pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to see that. I'm kind of queasy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, this concludes another episode of Bearded Banter. Thanks for watching, folks. Like and subscribe and hit the bell for more.
Woo! Stay bearded!
I got to get bearded again.
Yeah.